Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm here today with Haley Westrich. Haley, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good.
We have created a special day here on Play Branson.
It's going to be so exciting.
And it is called Country Music Day. And so we do, you have these days always on the calendar, and people just make them up. We've made up our own. So, with Country Music Day, we have got a special entertainer here.
We do. He's got 2 shows in town, so you'll have to see who it is.
Okay, so that's just a little salt there. We'll tell you more in just a minute. But we have some country music trivia that we want to tell folks about today. So here's the first question. What country music star has more #1 hits? Is it Merle Haggard or George Strait?
Ooh, I'm going to go with Haggard.
It's actually George Strait. Oh. George Strait. There you go. Okay, who wrote the song Crazy that Patsy Cline sang?
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
See, most people probably wouldn't have got that one right.
It's a good song.
Who wrote Good Directions? Was that Luke Bryant or Jason Aldean?
It's got to be a Luke Bryan song.
It is Luke Bryant. What was Cole Swindell's breakout hit? Hope You Get Lonely Tonight or Chillin' It?
Both are super songs, so I'm going to go with Chillin' It.
Chillin' It, that is correct.
Yeah.
What was the name of George Strait's farewell tour?
Ooh, I don't know that one.
It's the Cowboy Rides Away tour. Although I don't think it was his complete farewell because he's playing in Tulsa this summer, at least a few dates somewhere.
Right.
And what is Garth Brooks' real first name?
Ooh, I don't think I know that one.
So it says here it's Troyle. I've never heard
That's
that
interesting.
before.
I haven't
I've never
either.
known that. So that is pretty darn interesting. So our guest today is actually the first guest we've ever had on twice. So that's pretty cool. And it's Billy Yates. He is with Raiding the Country Vault. And then his new show is going to be Hit Songwriters in the Round. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that here in just a moment. But we've also got, we've got a lot of good country entertainers and shows here in Branson.
We do. You've got the Baldnovers, known for their country music, the Presleys. Just a lot.
And you have Clay Cooper's,
Yeah.
Country Music Express, and of course Mickey Gilley and Johnny Lee are here some. And there's a lot of shows where they incorporate country into it as
Right.
well. So the thing that I don't think a lot of people know about Billy is he is an amazing songwriter. And they're going to get to know a lot more about that here in just a moment.
Yes.
We just passed spring break, and right around the corner is April. And so the April flowers in Branson, so it's the springtime has sprung, so to say.
Yeah.
And so it's a good time to come to Branson. So folks, hang tight. In just a moment, we'll be right back with Billy Yates.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Welcome back to Play Branson. We're here today with Billy Yates, and he is our first guest to make a return visit. So it's good to have you back.
Well, it's good to be back.
So I love it, man. I love it. This is your third or fourth season?
This is our 3rd season for Raiding the Country Vault. So yeah, we got here, like I say, a little over 2 years ago, and just fell in love with Branson. I grew up in southeast Missouri, a little town called Doniphan over by Poplar Bluff. And had never been to Branson. When I got out of school, whatever, I took off and moved to Nashville for the last 30 years. I've been living there. But came here for Raiding the Country Vault, and we have just fallen in love with this place. We really have, the whole family. My wife loves it here. My son is 17. And it's just, it's our new home. And we still have our place in Nashville, but we're trying to get it ready to sell once he's out of school. So, yeah.
So you're fixing to shut the lights off at Nashville and move to Branson.
That's right.
Now, that was actually from years ago. Yeah, but I think Mel Tillis said that, the last one leaving Nashville shut the lights off. So that was kind of where that came from. But you had a long history in Nashville, and before you ever came to Branson. And that was something that I really didn't know about until I talked to you about a year ago. But
yeah.
I I think we've got to revisit that and tell people a little bit about your history, because it's pretty darn incredible.
Moved there in '87, so really just about exactly 30 years ago. And I moved there to be a singer. Being a songwriter hadn't really even crossed my mind. And I got there, started singing demos for a lot of songwriters. And that means just going in, they write the songs, and they hire singers to come in and sing the song in the studio. And I started doing that. So I was around songwriters a lot. And there's such a rich kind of heritage of songwriting in Nashville, and such a huge songwriting community. And so I started hanging out with those people. And so knowing that, when you sort of have the gift of music, I think they recognized in me that I had the phrasing and certain things that are just that you're just sort of born with. I think when you're a singer, and so they started encouraging me to try to write with them. And so in '92, really 5 years into that move, I started writing songs. And shortly after that, thank God for great songwriters who are willing to take a young writer in and teach them the ropes. I was able to start getting songs recorded right away. So really within the first 10 songs that I was a part of as a songwriter, we started getting songs recorded right away. I Don't Need Your Rocking Chair was one of those first 10
That's
songs.
a well-known song.
Yeah, ended up being a big hit for George Jones. It was the '93 CMA Vocal Event of the Year. And so got to, go to the award shows, do all that stuff right off the bat. And so, what an introduction into songwriting. But also, I never lost my desire to be a singer. And so I was still doing shows and was signed on different labels and did a lot of that, but never had big success. We had a top 20 record in '97 with a song called Flowers. But then I started touring Europe. So really for the last 13 years prior to my move to Branson, I was working back and forth, doing shows in Europe all the time, and just loving that. But I love the people, and I love doing shows. As much as I love songwriting, and have been so richly blessed with the songwriting thing, which was something again I never saw coming.
Right.
But the entertaining side of it is something I love, because you get to connect with an audience, and you get that sort of instant gratification. When you finish your show, it's always nice to get that pat on the back. You did good tonight. We're all pretty needy, I think.
Yeah.
So did you have any memorable moments when you were touring over in European areas?
Oh, so many great memories, and so much of that is of course, growing up in Doniphan, small town. I don't think I knew how to dream big enough to ever think that I'd get to go to a foreign country and perform, or go, much less perform. And so I have so many great memories of in different countries, because we've toured about every country in Europe. And so most of my memories are just the great people that I've met there, the great food, and just seeing it, just being there.
Right.
So you've recorded lots of albums, and so it says here you've had 10 albums.
There's 10 albums right now.
And were most of those all of your original music?
Yeah, all original. Yeah. We did one record, I think, for Columbia Records, where we cut a few outside songs. Other than that, it's all songs I've written, because, again, so the songwriting thing kind of kicked off first. And so I started building this pretty vast library of songs, a huge catalog of songs. I've written probably over 2,000 songs.
Wow, 2,000 songs.
So,
Whew.
a lot. That's a lot of time sitting and thinking, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So tell people again how you got to Branson, because
right.
That's a unique story, I think.
Well, of course, I was working in Southeast Missouri before I moved to Nashville, and had a lot of friends that played in bands with me and whatever, that came to Branson. So I was always very aware of Branson. My wife had been to Branson, but I got a call from Michael Peterson, who was putting the cast together for Raiding the Country Vault. And when he first asked me about doing it, I said no, because I was really in the midst of this whole career in Europe. And so I didn't feel like it was time to stop and go and sleep in one bed all the time. Right. I felt like I needed to be touring and still trying to maximize what I had going on there. And so anyway, we talked about it, and my family and I, and talked again with Michael a couple times, and decided to go ahead and give it a try. And I said, yeah, let me just throw my name in the hat. And as it turned out, I was chosen to be a part of the cast. And as I said, got here and just love it. Love the show. Raiding the Country Vault is just, not because I'm in it, but it really is a great show. It's a fabulous show. Mm-hmm. And so it's so nice to be a part of that. It's nice to be a part of a group of people. We have such a talented cast, it's really nice to be a part of that, you know.
Yeah. And so you performed your first year at the Mansion Theater,
That's
and
right.
then last year you're at Starlight, and then
Right.
this year it will continue to be at the Starlight
Yeah,
Theater.
we're still at the Starlight,
But-
and
And you've taken on more of a leadership role in the show, right?
yeah, Michael was our musical director, and Michael decided to kind of pursue. We while we were on a break during Country Vault this past season, he and I went back to Nashville and did a record on him. It's a great classic country record, and he just sort of had the itch to tour again and to do that. So he decided to do that. So he's got all kinds of great stuff going on. Such a great guy, and we love him, we miss him. But the challenge was, how do you replace Michael Peterson? You don't. We also lost Keith Horn, who was our guitar player, singer in the band. And so we brought in Eric Heatherly. You might remember Eric from, he had a big hit with Counting Flowers on the Wall, back in the, I think, early 2000s, mid 2000s. And then we also have Heath Wright in the show, who is the lead singer and founder of the band Ricochet.
Okay.
Daddy's Money was a big hit for them, and that's Heath. So we just have a great cast now doing that, you know. And but I was asked to take over the musical director responsibilities, and of course don't take that lightly, because it is such a great show, and I didn't want to let anybody down. And so we worked really hard to make the show just as great as it can possibly be. I mean, every year we try to get better and better and better. And so I think this year we have two electric guitar players, we have 2 fiddle players, so we have a lot more activity on stage. And so that was part of the answer to that challenge.
So for someone maybe that hasn't seen the show before, like, this show is like people that are experienced, well-seasoned entertainers that have
Right.
been in country bands or have started them, as you even said. So it's
Right.
it's like it's a good.
Yeah, it's really an all-star
good deal.
cast, because
Yes.
everybody in the show has had their own hits, or they've played the Grand Ole Opry many times, or they've backed numerous big-name artists, or have written songs for big artists. And so, you know, that's sort of the requirement to be in the show, is that we have to all have some sort of pedigree.
Yeah.
And so when you see the show, of course, we have a big screen behind us with history of the music. And so it's such an educational journey, in addition to being just a full out country music concert full of lights and smoke and everything.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a good spot for us to stop, and we're going to come back in just a moment and talk more about the new project that Billy is in. You want to stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a second.
Try something different this vacation. Bring the whole family to Branson Segway. Segways are the most fun on 2 wheels since the bicycle. It's safe and fun. Ride at your own pace on our specially designed track. You can do
I
it.
don't know if I can do this, guys. I don't know.
To get your family from ho-hum to adventure, ride a Segway. Branson Segway and Adventure Center on Highway 165, just 1 block south of Titanic.
Come on, slowpokes! Ride like the wind! Woo!
Welcome back to Play Branson, where you get to Branson. No, Branson's entertainers better. We're here with Billy Yates.
So, Billy, you've got a brand new show coming. So, talk to us
Yeah.
about that and kind of the idea behind it.
Yeah, I'm so excited because, you know, got to Branson a couple of years ago to do Raiding the Country Vault, and as I've said many times, I fell in love with Branson, and there were you know, maybe a few things you miss about home, you know, about Nashville, which was home for 30 years, of course, and the big thing for me was the songwriters, you know, because Nashville has so many great songwriters, and we do so many songwriter shows there, where it's 2 or 3 guys, girls, you know, pass a guitar around, or just bring their own guitar,
Right.
and share some songs, new songs maybe, or songs that they've written for other people, big hits. And so had put a lot of those shows together, had participated in a lot of those shows in Nashville. It just felt like it might be something that would work. And so, you know, I started thinking about it early on, and so when I got here, and you know, it finally had started it just started feeling like we needed to do it. And so last year I started trying to put the wheels in motion to do our own show. So guess what? We debut this weekend, Friday night, the 6th. tomorrow night at the Americana Theater, a show called Billy Yates Hit Songwriters in the Round. And so each week I bring in two different songwriters, big hit songwriters, Hall of Fame songwriters, really huge songwriters, to share the songs that they've written and tell the stories that inspired those songs. And so there's no two shows alike. It's unscripted, unplugged, and unbelievable is what we say. So it's very exciting for Branson. I think it's, not only am I excited about it, but I think it's a good thing for the town, because it's something that if you see it once, come back again, because it's not going to be the same. It's going to be something totally different. And so it's very exciting. Our debut weekend, our kickoff weekend here, we have Carrie Kurt Phillips and Win Varble. Carrie Kurt Phillips, he wrote Down on the Farm, Do You Want Fries with That, Prop Me Up Beside the Jukebox, Pickup Man, on and on, just huge songs. Is It Cold in Here for Joe Diffie as well. And then we have Win Varble. Win is a star of TV show on RFD called Rory and Joey and Rory, I'm sorry. And he's a comedian on there, but so he's a funny guy, but he also wrote Waiting on a Woman, and for Daryl Worley, a huge song called, that I won't think of the title off the top of my head. But anyway, all big songwriters, all with huge songs. And so it's going to be fun for people to come in and hear them, just the guitar and a voice, doing the song just the way it was written, and then they'll get to hear the actual story that inspired it. We also will kick the show off with an awesome video. I've got Bill Anderson talking about the show and about songwriters. I've got Tanya Tucker, Vince Gill, Chris Young, little Jimmy Fortune's doing it as well. And man, just it sets the audience up for what they should expect. And we have a beautiful set. It's lit more like a TV show, so it's a beautiful show. And so really, really, really excited about it.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, so this is going to be, there's not anything like this in Branson, where the songwriters that write the hit songs come in.
Right.
And the unique thing is it's going to be changing all the time. And I've seen you've got a long list of different folks. Some of them I recognize, some of them I didn't. But you're it's like you said,
we also have some star power too, as well, as because a lot of singer-songwriters, are also famous singers, and being Ken Mellons, Jukebox Junkie. We have Becky Hobbs, coming in, that had Jones on the Jukebox and different things. We also have Julie Roberts, Don't Want to Break Down Here. On and on. Jeff Bates, Buddy Jewell is going to be here. Yeah. So it's really, really cool, because it's going to give people a real glimpse of something that's really kind of behind the scenes, something that is the heart and soul of the music, because you start to realize without songwriters, there wouldn't be an Elvis Presley. There's so many on and on great artists that don't write their own songs. And so the songwriters are the unseen heroes behind the music of our lives. And so it's important, I think, to put songwriters on that pedestal, put them on that stage, and let people see what they really have.
And I think it's great. And the other thing I think that has changed in the industry, it's kind of a lot harder for songwriters to actually make a living, due to Spotify and iTunes and all this kind of stuff. And I was in Nashville, and I was at a similar event in Nashville, I guess it was earlier last year, and I was talking to some of the songwriters, and they said there's not as many in Nashville anymore because it's just harder to make a living.
Yeah, the business has changed so much, and so with that has come sort of the decline in the perks in being a songwriter, and the perks, the main one being able to make a living writing songs. And so that's changed an awful lot. So a lot of the idea behind this show is to create a venue where writers can come and make some money and perform and do what they do best, and that's sing their songs and share the stories that inspired those songs. My dream is to create a circuit and be able to do this all over the place. But Branson is definitely the place that this, if it turns into a big thing, Branson will always be the place where it all started. And so it's really cool.
And so you're doing this not at the Starlight Theater, but at the Americana.
At the Americana Theater. So we're doing Raiding the Country Vault at Starlight, and then we'll be doing this show at the Americana. We do the songwriter show will be Friday at 7:30. We will also do a late night show on Saturday night. So when there's nothing else to do, you can come to the Americana at 10:30. We'll kick off another show, and then we'll do a Sunday matinee. So there's kind of a time slot for everybody. We also wanted to do the 10:30 show because I want the Branson artistic community, the singers and the performers in the other shows, to be able to come and meet these guys and girls that have written all these big songs. And who knows, I'm hoping that Clay Cooper will buddy up with Rafe Van Hoy, and they'll ride another Golden Rings or something, something big. So something cool could come of it.
Yeah, and I like that, because you have this big picture that is not just about the show, but just as you said, hey, I want other entertainers to be involved, and so I think you've got this kind of master vision.
We also want the songwriters. There's a huge community in Nashville that's coming. We'll have probably 60 writers all together this season from Nashville coming into Branson, and we want them to fall in love with Branson just as I have and my family has, and we want them to go back to Nashville and say, Branson is the place to be. And I think that with this show, we really could see some really big names come back to town in a big way. I think this could be a turning point for Branson in that regard. I mean, there's so many great things to do, and it's such a great destination, but it's also a great place to live. And I think that there's a lot of big artists who maybe are a little tired of touring that need to come here and settle down.
Yeah, and I think you've hit the nail right on the head, so to say, because that's what a lot of entertainers have liked about Branson, is it's the lifestyle, it's the things they can do, whether they go fishing during the day and perform at night, or
golf. You have
golf,
everything.
We just have it all here, and it's all in like a small town environment. And I can tell you, I've been to every major musical place in the United States this year. I've been to Nashville, I've been to Austin, I've been to Vegas, and I just got back from New York City. And there's no place like Branson. I mean, it's just its
very
own unique, different place.
It's very unique and very special. And so, we just want to help spread that word.
So, folks, here's the deal. It starts April 6th, the show does, and it goes through really the whole year. It ends like in December.
Yeah, mid-December.
Mid-December, and there's, I think, a few weeks in August you take off. But it's going to be every Friday night at 7:30, Saturday night at 10:30. And so for those of you that have said there's nothing to do late night in Branson, you're wrong now, because there's going to be a great show at 10:30 and then Sunday afternoon at 2. So all the 3 different times. Be sure to go out. Let's support this show. Let's introduce new entertainers to Branson. So I'm encouraged. And the other thing is there's not going to be during the same weekend the shows might be similar, but the next weekend they're going to be all different. But
there's no script, so the songwriters that come in and perform, they don't necessarily perform the same songs every night. They're going to sing their hits, but a lot of them have 20 hits, and they're going to sing 7 to 10 songs throughout the evening. Each one will.
So it's going to be really organic and authentic, and that type of thing.
Lots of laughs. I think you should be prepared to cry, because I think you'll come and all of your emotions will get tapped, because you're going to hear some heart-wrenching stories behind some of these songs, and you'll hear some really funny stories behind these songs as well. So,
and they're going to get to hear you.
Oh yeah, well, I'll be there. They'll be sick of me by the time this thing's over.
So, and I've just got to know Billy a little bit here in the last year, and man, just a good down-to-earth guy, and it's good to have you in Branson. And I think you're going to you're good for Branson, and
I hope so.
You're providing some new energy, and so I love that. And today we didn't get to talk about he's done radio jingles for commercials and all sorts of stuff like that, and we didn't even talk about that today. You have lots of other hobbies, but we can do that another day as well. And folks, be sure to go to ibranson.com to book tickets for his show, either one of them, and you can find him there. We'll be back in just a moment, and we're going to talk about, I think, restaurants. So hold on tight.
The award-winning Quality Inn West. It's the closest hotel in Branson to Silver Dollar City and near Branson's IMAX complex. Relax in the indoor pool or hot tub. The hotel offers relaxing queen rooms and 2-room suites. Enjoy each morning's free hot breakfast inside or out on the patio. For more information or to make reservations, call 800-443-8694.
Hey folks, we are on site today at Florentina's, and if you've never been here, you need to check this place out. And I'm here today with Becky Blair. Becky, welcome. It's good to have you on Play Branson.
It's great. I'm so glad to have you guys here. It's wonderful.
So, tell people, what is Florentina's? I think never been here, never heard of it.
Okay, Florentina's is an Italian restaurant here in Branson, Missouri, and it is unique in that it is a one-of-a-kind restaurant. You will only find this restaurant in Branson. We feature, obviously, Italian food. We've got everything from traditional pasta dishes to some real unique items on our menu that you probably won't find anywhere else. Everything we have is created from scratch, and they are chef-inspired recipes that we've come up with here on site. We also have a massive brick oven, so we do brick oven pizzas, which are interesting, different than most pizzas go through like a conveyor belt. Ours go into and cook at tremendously high heats, so you end up with a really thin, crispy crust, and it's very traditionally Italian.
So let's highlight a few of the dishes we have here in front of us and tell people about this first one up here.
Right, well, we have got a spinach artichoke dip that is to die for, that is covered in gobs of cheese and tomatoes, but what makes it really unique is that we deep fry some bow tie pasta, and those are your crunchy chips. We also have a specialty dish here that is called polo limoni, and that is chicken in a delicious lemon cream sauce, along with some spinach and mushrooms and tomatoes. And then, of course, we make all of our bread from scratch, and that's baked fresh every single day.
And everybody gets the bread.
Everybody gets the bread. You show up, and the first thing they will sit down is get you a drink and give you some bread. Obviously, we also have an extensive wine menu, or wine list, I guess you would call it. So we have everything that you could possibly want with your meal.
Here's the other thing is there's a lot of big tables here, and so this is a great place if you're celebrating a birthday or just a family reunion or just a big family together. There's a lot of big tables here. I've noticed that. It's real easy to put in tables together here as well. So folks, come check out Florentina's. Now you may be asking, where is it located? Becky, why don't you tell them where
Right,
it's at?
we are directly behind the strip on Green Mountain Drive. So if you're familiar with the Grand Village Shops or the Grand Palace, we are right behind there, basically a block off of the strip. We have a gigantic neon sign that you can see from, I would probably say, a mile away, and it's a bright red neon that says Florentina's and brick oven pizzas, and we're pretty easy to locate.
Okay, folks, if you're looking for that one-of-a-kind restaurant that you cannot find anywhere else, check out Florentina's because you're not going to get it in your hometown. So this has been another off-site review on restaurants here on Play Branson.
We can't wait to have you.
Welcome back to Play Branson. You just saw us out at Florentina's. If you haven't eaten there, it's a great local Italian restaurant, so be sure to check it out. So we've got some more shows opening this next week.
We do.
We have George Dyer and C.J. Newsom's Classic Country and Comedy opens on Tuesday, April 3rd. And then what we just talked about is the Hit Songwriters in the Round opening April 6th.
Yeah.
So folks, come out and check that out. And then this is Easter.
It is.
So that's an important.
Yes.
Right? And then next weekend is Young Christians Weekend. And of course, I'm always promoting this because I love to go myself. Even though there's a bunch of kids, I still can rock with those kids. And that's next weekend. And then our next show, we have some folks that I've never talked to before. And so I'm excited about that. Stephen and Chelsea Odom. Did I get that right?
I think so.
They are from ABBA Tribute. Thank You for the Music. And the Beach Boys, California Dreamin'. So you need to watch the next episode as well. That's coming up. And so anything else we need to talk about today?
I think you covered it all. Lots of fun and exciting events.
So we have a lot of great shows planned coming up. Remember, if you have never been to Branson, Missouri, you need to come. It's a great family destination. And be sure to go to ibranson.com. You can plan your entire vacation there. You can book your hotel, your shows, your attractions. And the nice thing is there's no service fee, there's no delivery fee. It's just great local experts trying to make your vacation as good as it possibly can be. And if you don't have internet, call them at 877-ENTERTAIN. We appreciate their support, and we appreciate you watching. And be sure to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com, Play Branson. Let us know who you want to see, and we'll get them on. Have a great day.